Welcome to the OnlyFans Secrets Marketing Podcast. The goal of this podcast is to help both new and established OnlyFans creators learn the basics of online branding, marketing, and promotion to help you make more money with your content and maximize your time online. My name is Richard Lewis, and I have over 20 years of internet marketing experience. So let's get started with today's topic. That topic is how to avoid OnlyFans scams. Part 1, money scams. All right, so sadly, one of the main topics that plagues OnlyFans creators is an endless amount of scams. In this episode, I'm going to focus mainly on money scams, and I'll devote future episodes to other types of scams OnlyFans creators face. So, a good question is, why are OnlyFans creators targeted for scams? So although most OnlyFans creators struggle with money themselves, because the platform deals in money, they are targeted. So it's not like anyone's really looking at you as a creator and saying, oh, okay, this person is rich. But actually not having a lot of income can make you more susceptible to the scams. So it's a double-edged sword there. And then what types of scams dealing with money do OnlyFans creators face? Okay, so first there is the pay later scam. So what happens is that someone would contact an OnlyFans creator and say they will pay after they receive your content. So you're having a discussion and the person is interested in buying content or subscribing, and they're basically saying that they want something up front, or they want you to go ahead and, provide some sort of content, and they will pay later. Now, sometimes they will promise to pay halfway through, a live session. They might demand a free preview, or a mini session or small video, short video, or a few pictures to prove that you yourself aren't a fake. So usually they will claim to have been scammed in the past. What you want to do here is do not send anything free ever. So that should be your mantra. Don't send anything free. So these people are just looking to get something from you for free. What they are saying is not true, and thus that's a scam. They are basically just trying to manipulate you, especially if someone is new to OnlyFans or online content creation and selling it. They will take advantage of that. They can take advantage of your insecurities, maybe as a new creator, and your hope of success. A lot of times what the scammers are doing is that they know that you are trying to succeed and that you want to impress possible subscribers and get more subscribers, which can make you more successful. So the pay later scam is tapping into that to where they're trying to get something for free. So it's not so much that they are just looking for freebies, because there are some people who just ask. They will say, can I get something for free? That's different than promising to pay later and not delivering. They know that if they promise to pay later, you're more likely to take them up on the scam. So you definitely want to just avoid this totally, no matter how much temptation there is, because you're saying, okay, well, maybe I'm new and you're trying to build up a following. It's not worth it. 99% of these people will not, pay later. Okay, so the next scam would be the over-tipped by mistake scam. So what will happen is that they will tell you, okay, I'm about to tip you, for instance, $5. So they go in, and then all of a sudden you receive a tip for $50. And they say, oh my gosh, oops, I accidentally sent you $50. Now, at this point, this is where their scam begins because they will say, oh, okay, I won't be able to get this money back, but, they ask you to send maybe half of it through Cash App. And, that way they can recoup some of the money and you'll still get to keep the majority of that tip. So what happens here is that they likely will attempt a chargeback, upon that charge, because they will say, oh, okay, I didn't mean to tip $50. They might even give proof over to OnlyFans saying my intent was, a smaller one, so I need that charged back. If you engage with them and provide them money, then now you're on the hook for the money that you've sent them via Cash App. Primarily, anytime Cash App is involved and it's not having to do with, something you're selling outside of OnlyFans, that is a huge red flag. Again, anytime you're sending someone money and you don't have the money yourself, now keep in mind, it takes processing time for you to actually, receive the money. So although it's been charged, and it can actually appear in your OnlyFans account and still be taken back out. So, for instance, you can have, if someone wants to do this and you only had $20, you actually can go in the rears to OnlyFans for $30, let's say, so minus $30 because of something like this. And now you have to sell more. So this is definitely something that you want to be aware of and know that people will come in and make these sort of accidental oops. They'll say oops, and they're hoping to play upon your emotions and say, oh, I feel bad for this person. Don't feel bad for the person. Chances are it's a scam. What you should do is, they are likely to charge this back anyway. So you just say, well, you go ahead and you work that out with OnlyFans. Thank you for the tip. And whatever happens, happens. If you lose the $50 or the $5, again, you're only out that original $5. And now you're looking at higher numbers. So they're making you, try to lose, sight of reality there with higher numbers. So definitely don't go on Cash App and just let them deal with it with OnlyFans. There might be the occasional person who really accidentally makes that kind of mistake. But, that's for them to deal with, not for you as the creator to deal with. Okay, so the next scam is extra money in my account scam. So this one is interesting as they will claim that they have a whole bunch of extra money in their account and, that somehow this happened, maybe they got, money put in there or something, and now they need to spend it. They need to get rid of it somehow because they don't really want to have an OnlyFans account, anymore. So again, they'll try to get you to go off of OnlyFans to something like Cash App and send half that amount, claiming that they will end up giving you back this, you'll end up winning from this particular transaction. Again, unlikely to happen, 0% chance on this. So you want to not go off and deal with Cash App. If they have extra money in their account and they want to give it to you, let them give it to you. You don't need to get into a business transaction with someone through OnlyFans. Keep that in mind. Like, if you feel at this point like you're now in a business relationship with this person, then that's a problem because they should just be in a business relationship with you. They are the customer, you're the business. If all of a sudden you start becoming the business and they're your customer, that's a bit of a problem. So, that's what happens when you start giving someone else your money. So definitely that's just, fraudulent. They're not really going to give you that money. They don't really have extra money in the account. That doesn't make sense. So just avoid that completely. And then the next one is the I can't send less than a super high amount scam. So this is where someone will say that, I only can send, high amounts, $500, $1,000. and that's the only thing that I can do. So I can't do, these small amounts, or they might try to take you off of OnlyFans for some reason, because obviously there's tip limits on OnlyFans, or they say, that, they only have this large amount. What's likely happening here is they have a stolen credit card, and they're trying to maximize what they can get from it. So they'll try to run any number of scams, Cash App, gift card, whatever the heck, with this amount, because they are going to try to charge with a stolen credit card. And at that point, it's whatever they can get away with, and you as the merchant end up having to eat that cost. When I started one of my businesses, one of the first clients I had, they signed up for a $10,000 a month package, which was for marketing, which was amazing. And we did the work for them. It didn't seem to have very many red flags, and then the credit card turned out to be stolen. And so they got not only the $10,000 worth of work, but we had to give back the $10,000, obviously. But what also happens to you is that the credit card processor takes an additional $10,000, and then you also get a fine for the amount that's having to be charged back from the processor. A lot of bad things start to happen. So this can happen definitely for OnlyFans as well, that they actually have to deal with, this situation, especially when it's a stolen credit card. So the person with the stolen credit card is going to try to get whatever they can as quickly as they can. And especially if they can get something like liquid, something that they can actually spend, because again, there's nothing to them. They've stolen this credit card. It's free money, but most of the time they can't buy anything with it because a lot of red flags might show up. So they are going to try to get from you whatever they can with that stolen credit card. All right, so the next is the Western Union money scam. Okay, so this is pretty dangerous because a lot of people will come on. Many people who are younger are not really familiar with Western Union. Western Union is a top money, transfer company that has existed since the 1800s, so existed a long time. It just sounds old, but it's something that's very reliable. It's been a very reliable company for people around the world to be able to go in and get cash and transfer cash directly way before there was an internet. So someone will bring up Western Union, and what will happen is that in order to get money from Western Union, you have to provide your real name and address. So that's a big red flag, but this could be any number of reasons why a person would contact you and say, oh, the only way I can pay you is through Western Union. They might use high amounts. They might talk about, big amounts of money that you could get, and then you might just say, oh, wow, maybe I should deal with Western Union. But again, real name, real address, and you also, in most instances, with Western Union, you have to pick up in person. So wherever they wire or transfer that money, you have to pick up in person. Now, 90% of the time, that's not a good idea, but 100% of the time, if you now have given them your address, they can try to figure out which Western Union you're going to pick up the money at. Again, this is just a nightmare from a safety standpoint. So there is no amount of money that makes a Western Union money transfer worth it with a stranger, with someone that you don't know, with someone you've talked to on OnlyFans or social media. Just be aware of that. So Western Union itself is a legitimate company, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with Western Union. But as far as working with them here, it is not something that you should do at all. And then, there is basically the concept that, people on OnlyFans, the actual subscribers, can have their credit cards compromised as well. So you have the OnlyFans chargeback because cardholder being scam. So in that instance, the cardholder has been, compromised. So it could be where